This is it. Your first matchup in 2024 against the Las Vegas Raiders, the last team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think that's happening this week. We're going to give you our predictions in a minute, as well as break it down. This is RGR Football. He's Dan Harms. I'm Ryan Tracy. Welcome in. This is a fun one. A little bit overshadowed this week. We'll talk about that somewhat. But it does come down to maybe the most hated rival in certainly the West, but in all of the AFC. We're going to jump right to it, folks. Make sure you like, sub, hit the bell, become part of Rogue Nation, get the gear, do the stuff, make the things. And we're going to tell you exactly what has to happen in this game to happen. So, Dan, point number one in the game plan, what is it?
It's funny because I feel like I've become you since the Kansas City Chiefs decided to win football games this year. And getting to the run game, once again, is where the Chiefs have to go. Now, interesting note, the Raiders are, I believe, top 15, top 16 in the NFL in terms of limiting runs between the tackles. Whatever, it doesn't really matter because the Chiefs have like a top 5 success rate in running between the tackles. And Kareem Hunt, since he took over in week 5, has generated the 8th most EPA per carry among running backs, which is plus 0.05. Obviously, we know rushing the football is not as efficient as passing it, but right now the Chiefs don't have much of a choice with the injuries and things like that. And because they're just getting 5, 6, 7 yards of carry whenever they want to. The interior of this offensive line is mashing. And in the fourth quarter, the third quarter, they are leaning on the run game and leaning on their opponents. The Las Vegas Raiders will not be able to do very much to qualm that, specifically because they'll still be worried about Patrick Mahomes throwing the football after their little Kermit the Frog stunt this training camp preseason area. So run the football, guys. Continue to do what you've done best and continue to grind defenses down.
Yeah. I agree with you completely. I'm hopeful we get a little bit more balance. I think Steele should get a few more carries here. You can take it a little bit easier on Hunt. He doesn't need to have 22 carries again.
Yeah.
Let's even it out a little bit. And I'm really hoping for a Petty Patty appearance here, given the whole Kermit thing. We'll see how that goes. Folks, make sure you support the folks that support us. Get over on Autograph. We'll tell you more about them in a couple of minutes. For me, it is do what needs to be done for not just this week, because I think this week is one thing, but it's for the rest of the season. And you got him in here. He showed up at practice. DeAndre Hopkins doesn't need a lot of work to be ready to catch footballs. In fact, I think it was really telling the first thing that Matt Nagy has to say about the guys. He catches everything. Well, yeah, that's kind of his job. We've just grown used to receivers not doing that in Kansas City. So, hey, let's feed the guy. Let's show them what it's supposed to look like for Xavier, for Sky, who won't obviously be on the field, but let's see what it looks like. I don't think it can be a ton of snaps or a ton of targets, but you want to get DeAndre Hopkins into the ball game quick, early. Maybe it's just in the 15 so that it's not about play call and him recognizing terminology, but that he's got it kind of scripted. So let's do it early, get him those touches and get him out of the ball game and just be an example for the rest of the team. And in the meantime, you can piss off Las Vegas, and that always works for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that this is a game where you have to get him not just involved, but in the end zone. I'll be very honest with you. This is a different team, and the wide receivers have not been able to do a ton of scoring lately. They haven't been able to get anything really going. It's been more of the run game. So I think you need to show everyone that, yes, you traded for him, and typically Andy Reid likes to go a little slow at times with these players. Get him involved early, get him involved often, and show, look, we traded for him because we're going all in. He's ready to go all in. And I think that's a big thing for this team to get another wide receiver actually involved in the passing game.
Yeah, three-peat is on the way. Now, we're going to give you our top 2 and our predictions, but first, a quick word from our pals over at Autograph. Use the code RGR or scan this QR code to get into the action on the best platform with the best Chiefs content all in one place. They have no fee tickets all season long, and you can get it through Autograph. The replay gives you bite-sized news delivered every single morning right to your app. Claim your rewards just by doing what you already want to do and be a fan. You can even jump into the chat room with us at halftime and get our content as well as all the premium leaders here in Chiefs Kingdom. Check it out on Autograph. Always good to check them out. You guys will love the extra content that we'll give you tomorrow exclusively on Autograph. Do not miss that. Dan, number 3, what do they got to get done?
This is really the only thing about the Raiders offense that works right now, and it's Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a high scheme efficient player. He's schemed open. He gets the ball a lot. He's been targeted on 30.3% of his routes this season, which is the 5th highest rate in the NFL. So the Raiders want to throw him the football. Hey, guess what? Shamari Connor, this is what you're here for. You are a big slot. You are a safety. Same with you, Justin Reed. You guys are going to be called upon to shut down the only passing weapon. I know Jacoby Myers exists, but let's be honest. Trent McDuffie's not worried about Jacoby Myers very much in this football game. There's nobody else in the Raiders wide receiver room, nobody else in the running back room, nobody at quarterback. Brock Bowers is the only thing you really need to worry about breaking this game open, because he will be schemed open over the middle of the field. If you let the linebackers handle Brock Bowers, you will be in trouble all game long, because he finds space, he gets open, he catches it, and then he runs away from those linebackers. So Shamari Connor, Justin Reed, this is a game where you have to continue to show your quality against these tight ends and shut him down, be able to force, I don't know, Gardner Minshew to have to beat you with other players, because he's not going to be able to do it.
Forcing Gardner Minshew, that's part of my number 4 point here, and that is, this is a fun game for Spags to call because you're just doing everything. Yeah. There has been only one grade on a football game by a quarterback in this league lower than last week's Gardner Minshew performance. Now, I like the guy. He's groovy. Like, I want to hang out and have beer with him, right? I don't want him directing my offense. I'll tell you that. So it's come after him with everything you got. I expect FAU to get going. I expect them to give Cam Thomas a little bit more as they kind of pepper him in. I don't know why they're going so slow with him, but I want to see more of it. It's about attacking the quarterback. Spags can dial up some of his favorite blitzes and some new ones. He can experiment, because Gardner Minshew, I'm saying it right now, cannot hurt you. And it is to the point where if they're too efficient on the defensive side, they might see Desmond Ridder, who's been there for about, I don't know, an hour and a half preparing for this game. He just signed him. I am a guy that felt like Des needed a new system. Unfortunately, Des signed with a team that isn't a new system for him, isn't going to help him, but they might have to go to him anyway. It's about the defense forcing the pressure and the tone of this ballgame, and I think they can get it done. So, that said, oh, no, keep your thought going, and then tell me what happens in this game.
No, I was just going to say, this could be another big FAU game. We've seen Chris Jones kind of line up on the right side of the defense, attacking Colton Miller. You keep getting him on the interior against some of these centers and guards. He might be able to get to Gardner Minshew like he was almost able to get to Brock Purdy a couple of different times against the 49ers. So for me, this game, we've talked about it. We have been very seldom not trying to predict 30-plus point performances because they haven't been able to do it. Yeah, I think this week's a little bit different. There's going to be a little something extra in the fire for the Chiefs, and they're going to put a 31-point burger on this inept. I don't even know how else you could call the Las Vegas Raiders at the point outside of inept, where they're not going to be able to do much. 31-10. Chiefs just blow them out.
Well, see, this is where I get to be a little bit more basic, we'll put it. You're calling out for the run game, so I don't have to do that. You're saying it like it ought to be, so I don't have to do that. So I'm going to be just like mellow. I also have it at 31. If you guys heard it on Locked On, I'm not changing from that from yesterday. It is 31 points. They break 30 on the offensive side. I'm going to give them a couple of mess ups. I'm just going to say somebody's going to break something at some point. I think they kick a couple extra field goals. I have it 31-16 Chiefs in a runaway, and just continued ownership of that particular Death Star type stadium out there in Vegas. So hope you guys are ready for that. We have more for you. The X factors and what really matters in this team is going to be exclusively on Autograph on the app tomorrow, Sunday morning. Whichever we decide to release it is, we'll see when we get it recorded. You can go over there. If you're not subbed already, there's a link down below. You can use our code RGR, and you get in there. You're going to get exclusive content, and you're going to get one or both of us in a halftime chat only on Autograph, so make sure that you do it. I would appreciate if you like and sub and do the thing here that we always do on YouTube. And if you're seeing this on Autograph, you can still do that, so that's not a problem. And we want your predictions. Put them in the comments down below. Let us know what you think is going to happen in this ballgame, because it's Chiefs versus Raiders with a brand new target at the wide receiver spot. And hey, could even be a Pat Holmes get right. So I am ready for it. Have a great weekend. Thanks for being with us. Talk to you tomorrow on Autograph and post-game live after the ballgame.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.